You can love your kids, respect your ex, and still mess up your co-parenting completely. Because nobody ever sat you down and explained how to do these things without turning your child into a messenger, a spy, or a peace treaty negotiator. Today, I'm giving you 3 things that will change how your blended family actually functions, starting this week. Welcome back to No One Taught Me This, the channel where we cover everything school forgot to mention. Today's lesson, co-parenting and blended family basics. Because in your 30s, family stops being simple. You're merging homes, merging kids, and merging in-laws. And doing it wrong doesn't just cost you peace. It costs your children their sense of stability. Here's the real cost of doing it wrong. Kids who grow up shattered between 2 households that are at war end up anxious, confused about loyalty, and sometimes resentful of both parents. And the financial cost is real too. Unresolved co-parenting disputes are one of the most common reasons people end up back in court over maintenance and custody, spending money that should have gone to school fees instead. Picture Brenda. She separated from her husband Tom 2 years ago. They share a 7-year-old daughter, Amina. Brenda has since moved in with her partner, Dennis, who has 2 kids of his own from a previous relationship. Every weekend, handover between Brenda and Tom turns into a cold exchange in a supermarket parking lot. Amina has started asking Brenda why Daddy looks angry every time he picks her up. Nobody ever sat either of the parents down and said, "Your daughter is watching how you handle this far more closely than she's listening to what you say." That's what today is about. The mechanics, not just the feelings. Number 1. Separate the co-parenting relationship from the romantic relationship completely. The biggest mistake people make is still treating their ex like they still owe them the emotional accountability of a partner. They don't. Once you're co-parenting, your only shared project is raising a functional, secure child, nothing else. This mental shift alone removes 80% of the drama, because you stop expecting closure, apologies, or emotional reciprocity that were never coming. For example, Tom kept expecting Brenda to explain her new relationship with Dennis to him. Out of respect, she doesn't owe him that anymore. She owes him a clear, timely communication about Amina. Nothing more. This week, write down one sentence that defines your co-parenting relationship going forward. Something like, "We are business partners in raising Amina." Nothing else. And refer back to it every time conversation with your ex start drifting into old relationship territory. Number 2, build one shared written system of logistics, not WhatsApp chaos. Most co-parenting conflict is not about big decisions. It's about small logistics that spiral because there is no clear record. Who picks up on which Friday? Who pays for what school trip? What happens over Christmas? Verbal agreements get misremembered conveniently, especially when emotions are involved. For example, Brenda and Tom kept arguing over whose turn it was to buy Amina's school shoes, because it was agreed on a call 3 months ago that neither of them remembered the same way. One shared Google Sheet or a simple co-parenting app should have ended that argument before it started. This week, set up one shared document, even a simple note on your phone, shared via WhatsApp, listing pickup schedules, upcoming school costs, and who is responsible for what. Get your co-parent to confirm it in writing. Number 3, give your child permission to love both households out loud, repeatedly. Kids in blended families often silently believe that loving their step-parent or their new half-sibling is a betrayal to their own biological parent. If nobody addresses this directly, the child carries guilt they never voice and show up as withdrawal, acting out, or constantly testing loyalty. Dennis's daughter, age 9, refused to call her stepmother by name for over a year, not out of dislike, but because she felt loving her could be disloyal to her own mother. Once Dennis's ex explicitly told her, "It's okay to love her too. That does not take away anything from me," the child relaxed almost overnight. This week, have one direct, calm conversation with your child, where you say clearly, you are allowed to love everyone in your life. Loving them doesn't mean loving me less. Then let it go. Don't make it a big moment. Just plant it. Now let's recap on what we've learned. 1. Your ex is now your business partner in parenting, not an emotional obligation. 2. Put logistics in writing so memory and mood cannot hijack your co-parenting. 3. Tell your child directly that loving your blended family is not betrayal. If no one taught you this either, you're not behind. You just didn't have the syllabus yet. That's what we are here for. Hit subscribe so that you don't miss our next lesson. We drop new ones every week. Quick question for the comments. What's the one co-parenting and blended family rule that actually worked for your household? Drop it below. Someone reading this needs it.